Hola, buenos días o hola, buenas tardes. Bienvenidos a la clase de español, año 9. Today we're going to start lesson 1 of week 2. The first thing you're going to do is to write the title. ¿Qué te gustaría hacer? ¿Qué te gustaría hacer? What would you like to do? And make sure that you also write the date in Spanish. So the date in which the lesson is taking place. Once you have written the title, underline the title and the date in Spanish and underline both, let's move on to the first activity. So the first activity is, escribe las frases con el verbo en la tercera persona, él, ella. So here you've got the vocabulary that you have learned in previous lessons in week 1. And you should be able to recognize that these verbs are in the first person, okay? Yo, iPhone. And what I'm asking you to do is to write this using the third person, okay? So that's the grammatical point that we looked into the lesson in week 1, okay? So write this list and then write it again using the third person. Él, he, or ella, they. Okay? Now, what I want you to do as well is the challenge. And the challenge is put all the verbs in the we form. So once you have put all the verbs in the he and she form, I want you to put them in the we form. Okay? Pause the video, give yourself between 5 and 6 minutes to do this activity. So let's have a look. Lavo el coche, lava el coche. Él o ella lava el coche. Trabajo en el jardín, él trabaja en el jardín. Paseo al perro, ella pasea al perro. Reparto periódicos, él reparte periódicos. Hago de canguro, él hace de canguro. Pongo la mesa, ella pone la mesa. Okay? And now you should have changed this into the we form, which is lavamos el coche, trabajamos en el jardín, paseamos al perro, repartimos periódicos, hacemos de canguro, ponemos la mesa. Okay? Muy bien, chicos. Make sure that you check, mark, and write down your scores for this activity. So the objectives for the whole week, it is to understand vocabulary about future ambitions and how to use the conditional. Apply the vocabulary learned, completing listening and reading tasks, and evaluate and set targets on how to improve further. So those are going to be the objectives that we are going to have for the next 3 lessons. So we're going to look at the vocabulary, okay? So, ¿qué te gustaría hacer? What would you like to do? So, escuchar y repetir. So this is the time where I'm going to introduce you the new vocabulary. You can either repeat after me by stopping the video and repeating just after me, or you just can listen the new vocabulary and then you can go back and repeat it with me again, okay? Either way, the best way that it works for you, but it would be very good that you do the repetition, the chorus repetition just as we will do it in the classroom. ¿Qué te gustaría hacer? Me gustaría trabajar con niños. Me gustaría trabajar con niños. ¿Qué te gustaría hacer? Me gustaría trabajar con animales. Me gustaría trabajar con animales. ¿Qué te gustaría hacer? Me gustaría trabajar en una oficina. Me gustaría trabajar en una oficina. ¿Qué te gustaría hacer? Me gustaría trabajar al aire libre. Me gustaría trabajar al aire libre. ¿Qué te gustaría hacer? Me gustaría trabajar sola. Me gustaría trabajar solo. ¿Qué te gustaría hacer? Me gustaría trabajar en contacto con la gente. Me gustaría trabajar en contacto con la gente. ¿Qué te gustaría hacer? Me gustaría viajar. Me gustaría viajar. ¿Qué te gustaría hacer? Me gustaría hacer un trabajo creativo. Me gustaría hacer un trabajo creativo. ¿Qué te gustaría hacer? Me gustaría hacer un trabajo manual. Me gustaría hacer un trabajo manual. So that is the vocabulary. As I said, you can go back now and repeat the new vocabulary and listen to me and repeat after me, okay? Or you just have done that throughout for the first time. Now, empareja el español, so empareja el español y el inglés. It's exactly the same as we did last week. You're gonna write the list of the new vocabulary and you're gonna match it with the correct translation in English, okay? Me gustaría, I'd like, and so on. Pause the video and give yourself about 6 to 8 minutes to do this activity. Some of you might complete it between 5, 6 minutes. Stop the video and copy the Spanish, match it with the correct translation in English. Okay, guys, let's have a look. I'm going to read the Spanish and the English. So, me gustaría, I'd like, trabajar con niños, to work with children, trabajar con animales, to work with animals, trabajar en una oficina, to work in an office, trabajar al aire libre, to work in the open air, trabajar solo o sola, to work alone, trabajar en contacto con la gente, to work with people, viajar, to travel, hacer un trabajo creativo, to do a creative work, or hacer un trabajo manual, to do manual work, okay? So, looking at the new vocabulary, can you figure out the rule for forming the conditional tense? Okay, can you think of the way in which the conditional tense is formed? Have a look. Take a minute, stop the video, take a minute, think about it. So, the conditional tense. So it is used to talk about what would you do, okay? You use me gustaría, which is the conditional of me gusta, followed by the infinitive to say you would or wouldn't like to do. So to say what you would or wouldn't like to do, okay? The endings of the conditional are as follows, okay? So for ia, ias, ia, íamos, iais, ia. And as you can see, the first I, the E, has an accent, very important. Me gustaría, comería, me encantaría. So you can actually hear the ia, okay? Examples. Me gustaría viajar al espacio. I'd like to travel into space. No me gustaría trabajar con animales. I wouldn't like to work with animals. Okay, so stop the video now and copy all this slide. Yeah, I want you to have the explanation, the examples, and the table with the endings of the conditional tense. Give yourself between 5, 6 minutes to complete this activity. Now, we have just said that you use the conditional using me gustaría. That is one verb that you can use, but you can use other verbs, okay? So you've got hablaría, I would speak, comería, I would eat, viviría, I would live, me gustaría, I would like to. Okay, so you know that. So what is it, again, I'm giving you the endings of the conditional tense. And what is it that you are noticing with these verbs? So you should be noticing that hablar is my ella verb, comer is my ia verb, and vivir is my ir verb. So I've got my infinitive verbs. All I'm doing to these infinitive verbs is adding the conditional ending, okay? The ia, in this case is the I form. So yo hablaría, yo comería, yo viviría, me gustaría, okay? So as you can see, you can add this conditional ending to all the verbs to form the conditional. So what I want you to do, you already have this table. I want you to write this. So please stop the video. You've got a couple of minutes to write this. Okay, so let's practice. Okay, so copy and translate these sentences. So you are going to copy these sentences in English and you are translating it into Spanish. Okay, now the challenge is change the conditional me gustaría in sentences uno, tres, y cinco for they would like, you singular would like, and we would like. Okay, so you got two things to do here. First, you're gonna copy the English and then you're gonna translate into Spanish. Then you're gonna change, once you've got the translation in Spanish, you're gonna take sentence 1, 3, and 5, and you are gonna change those sentences using the they form, the you singular form, and the we form. Okay, stop the video and give yourself between 5-6 minutes to do this activity. So let's have a look. If I say I would like to travel in Spanish is me gustaría viajar. If I say I would travel is viajaría. I would like to work es me gustaría trabajar. I would work es trabajaría. I would like to dance es me gustaría hacer baile. I would dance, bailaría. Okay, so how would it be if we change now sentences 1, 3 y 5? Let's have a look. So, les gustaría viajar, using the they would like, is les gustaría viajar. You would like es te gustaría trabajar. We would like es nos gustaría hacer baile. Okay, so make sure that you are checking, you mark your work. Please write down the scores. Have a look if you got all these correct. Yes, that you have done the challenge and give yourself a score. Make sure that you have the conditional ending with the ia, the accent on the I. Well done, guys. So we're coming to the end of the lesson, and I have given you these 3 links to practice the conditional further, okay? So once you go to each link, it's gonna take you to a one activity, okay? So what I want you to do is to practice this. One of the links is a text, and in the text, you just have to fill in the gaps, okay? It's all interactive on the website, and it's just a way for you to practice the conditional. Make sure that you have completed the activities, you checked, you marked, and you given yourself a score. Make sure that you're submitting your work at the end of the lesson, and I will be seeing you again in lesson 2. Adiós, año 9.